All right, guys, so I'm gonna tell y'all this story, and hang on. Have you ever had an encounter with an angel? If you have, let me know. Let's get into the story. Hi guys, it's SYNOLVE. How are you guys doing? I am back for another video, and I am so excited really to share this story with you and to really talk about we've been talking about the law of attraction. In a way, we've been talking about some ancestral things, and so I realized that when we start going back into ancestral practices, reconnecting with the ancestors, reconnecting with the earth through grounding, through prayer, meditation, all those things, and we're setting our intentions and hopes. Those leaves, do y'all hear those leaves? They're scared me for a minute, but it sounds like a bike was coming behind me. But anyway, so when we start setting our intentions to do big things like start a business or whatever you might be doing in your life, start a new career, or to move or repatriate to Africa, to have a different lifestyle, the kids go off to school, you want to get married, you want to have a relationship, whatever it is that's going on in your life. When we start doing new things, you have to change sort of your mindset. You have to first work on your mind. You have to first work on the internal stuff that's going on and releasing things. And so I wanted to tell the story, especially if you believe in angels and ancestors. Look, I'm telling you, they will show up. The ancestors will show up. And so a couple of years ago, this is absolutely my favorite park, and I was at this park when my children were small, and I had sat down on the bench. We come out here as a family, and somehow I always come to this park and I always sort of pray and I meditate. And so my husband was going on bike riding with the kids, and they were playing, and I had done some of that too, but I found a mommy moment of some mommy time, queen time, y'all know what I mean, to kind of steal away. And guys do it with football, they do it, go out and cut the yard, they go out, rake the leaves, no leaves outside, but they go rake the leaves, they go piddle in the garage. So we all have our times, things we need to do to reconnect with the Most High, reconnect, ground ourselves. And so I came to this park, and I was sitting there just meditating and just praying and minding my own business, and I heard these footsteps, but not really, it's kind of faint, right? And so I could hear, but not really hear, because I was in deep meditation, and I was kind of distraught over a situation that we had faced at the time. We had suffered a job loss, and just some other things were going on, and it was kind of difficult. And so I'd come to the park. We'd always get out, whenever I'm having a problem, I always come to the park. I always get out, get my energy out, so I don't get overwhelmed. And so I was just, like I said, minding my own business. First of all, let me do a commercial. Y'all, look, right quick, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video if this is bringing some joy to you. And please watch more than 3.5 minutes, y'all. Watch to the end. I don't know what you get for watching part of a video, watching a minute. Just watch to the end. Go ahead, help a sister out and give me that watch time. I need it. And leave a comment if this in any way resonates with you. And share it. Please share it. So I'm minding my own business, and this really tall gentleman, more than 6 feet, he stops and he says, "What do you need? What do you want? What do you need? What do you want? What do you want? What do you need?" And he just kept asking me, and I was like, huh? Like, I was just so out of it. I was like, huh? I don't know. What do you mean? What do I want? I don't know what I want. And so it was, just a huge lesson for me. And so he just kept talking to me. He's like, you realize when you hold your hands out like that when you hold your hands out, that you are saying to the angels, you're saying to the Most High, you're saying to God, you're saying to the ancestors, help me. It's a plea. It's a call. You're asking for help. You're asking for divine intervention and divine assistance. How many of you do that? How many of you hold your hands out like this when you pray or when you're meditating? Right? Just hold your hands out and you're asking for what you need, what you want in prayer. And so I just still had been so deep in the moment in praying in prayer that I still was just kind of oblivious to what was going on. I was just kind of like not really here, really in another realm, but here and not here, in my pain, in my sorrow, in my trauma, what was going on at the time, but not really fully aware, fully, awake, just kind of out of it. In prayer meditation, how many of you have gone in that deep prayer meditation, or that deep in your sorrow, or moaning and groaning about what it is, and you just kind of euphoric, right? And so he keeps asking to me, he said, look, you have to vocalize what it is you want. You have to say specifically what it is you want and what it is that you need. So tell me, what do you want? What do you need? He said, so you have to be specific. When you're using this and you're doing this with your whole body, your whole mind, you have to be able to vocalize what it is you need. You have to be specific, and you have to be able to say what it is you need, what it is you want. When you make a divine request, you have to make your needs, your wants, your desires, your requests known. And he said, and you have to be open to however those answers are going to come. So please, if I can help you, please tell me what it is that you need. And I just sat there. I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I was just like, okay, thank you, okay, thank you, okay, thank you, okay. But that's all I could do. So finally, he left, and I kind of gathered myself, and I could hear him walking away, and I turned to go look for him, and he was nowhere to be found. It was like, this park is big, but years ago it wasn't expanded fully as it is now, and so I should have been able to see him from the time that I closed my eyes and opened them eyes and then opened them back up again. I should have been able to see him. He should have still been like right in my realm, right around me. Dude was nowhere to be found. Like, I searched I walked all the way in, walked back up, I walked back out. I asked everybody that passed by, hey, did you see this tall guy? Did you see anybody? Did you see anybody? I told him what he had on. Like, he had on jogging shorts. He had on just a white t-shirt. Like, I was like, did you see anybody that looked like that? Did you see anybody? And everybody's like, no. Like, no. Like, it was really, really tall. Did you not see? Just I asked my husband, I asked the kids, like I asked everybody. I went out, same cars were still parked out where the parking, because it's right here where this part of the park is, near the lake. Like, it's, only a few parking spaces. So all the same cars were there when we first came up. Like, nothing was different. And I could not find the guy anywhere. I was so distraught. I went home. I was distraught. That would really bother me for years to come. And it bothered me so much. It also, I think, is one of the reasons I felt like at the time that was one of the reasons we stayed in it so long. And the reasons we stayed in that kind of position and financial issue or whatever so long, I felt at the time was because when the angel did come, when the ancestor showed up, when the person came, I didn't respond. I didn't respond the way that I should have. I didn't open up. I didn't tell them what I needed. I didn't, and I played all these what if games. Well, what if they were going to help you, get a job? Or what if they were going to help you do this? Or what if they were going to do this? Or what if they could have had this? Or what if they could have opened an opportunity for an interview? Or what if they could have done this? What if? So I played that game. And what I should have been asking in this moment, and this is a lesson. This is really the lesson. And once I understood it, we were able to get out of the situation just quickly. And that is, I was asking all the wrong questions. I should have been asking, what is the lesson in this moment? What is it that you want me to know? That's what I should have been asking. What's the lesson? What did you want me to know? What was it that you were trying to tell me? And I wouldn't get that lesson until years later. And so it wasn't so much about the person, right? And let me tell you something, the ancestors don't have to show up and look just like you. They can take any form that they want to form, any form that you imagine, because the person was not melanated. It was did not look anything like me. I'm just telling you, angels can show up and ancestors can show up in any form, any way that they want to. And so the question I should have asked in that moment was, what's the lesson? What do you want me to know? What do you want me to know? And the lesson was, it still is, ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. He kept saying that over and over again. Don't be afraid to really ask for what you really, really want. So many times, the Most High, the angels, the ancestors want to give you exactly what it is that you want all of the time, okay? They want to give you exactly what it is that you desire. But you, me, we're too afraid to ask. So we ask for something small, right? We ask for something below what it is that we really, really want. We're too afraid to ask for what we really, really desire. We're too afraid to go within ourselves and say what it is that if we could have anything in the world, that we would have this or we would have that. Like me. If I could have anything in the world, it would be that I'd have a television station. And I would be able to visit and travel and fly all around the world, especially all over Africa. That's my dream, that I own multiple houses in Africa and that I own multiple, compounds, and for our children to have spaces and compounds, all, and on our huge family compound, and that also have a home here in the West because we still have family here. And so that would be our dream. My dream would be that the Africa as a whole is at peace. It's one Africa, that the leaders work together, that we're no longer under the rule of colonization, that we're no longer under this rule of oppression as Black people around the world. No more killing, no more hurting Black people. We know who we are, and we are powerful and wonderful and loving to each other. We squash all of the beefs and the divisions, and we come together. We end all the tribalism and culturalism, and all the isms and barriers to language, all of that is keeping us apart. That's my hope. That's my real desire. If I could really have anything that I wanted to have, that would be it. That money was no object. That I could fly and I could do the things that I wanted to do. That we as a people were as wealthy on the inside as we are on the outside, and even more so. And that we own our own resources, our own wealth. Yes, we own our own resources. We own our own wealth. And no one else controls it or controls us or is able to cause division or strife. That there's peace and that there's wealth, that our people, wherever we show up around the world, that we are wealthy, we are happy, we're loved, we are blessed. That's my hope. And that's why I say that, kings and queens. That's why I tell you that at the end of every video. It's really my hope for you, for us as a people, that we rise. And for a long time, I wouldn't ask for a media company. I wouldn't ask for what I really, really wanted. I would be like, oh, I just would like a job doing this, or I'd like a job doing that. I want to do that. I wouldn't ask to be able to be self-sufficient and self-sustainable with my own company and have investors who invested in me, like all of you who watch our videos and who hit the join button are also over on Patreon with us. I wouldn't ask for what I really want, which is, you know, a multimedia company and a television station in Africa, a television station here in the West, multiple stations, right? Where I'm able to do good programming, good media, digital, in this digital era and digital space, and where boundaries and borders do not exist for me, where I can live wherever I wanted to live and have freedom, financial freedom and financial success. That's what I really desire and have always desired. But I was too afraid to ask, and I was too afraid to go for it. For a long time, I just played small, and I wouldn't go after the things that I wanted to. I had a lot of failures in business before. I had owned a lifestyle magazine, and it failed. And so for a long time, I was just too afraid to ask for anything else, because I felt like an utter failure. I felt like, you know, the investment that my husband had made and my sacrifices that my husband and my children had made were just too much, and that I had asked for too much. But if I was really truly honest with myself in that moment, I would have stuck to doing media and video, because that's where I'm really, really powerful, right? That's where I'm most powerful. Yeah, books and magazines, all that stuff is great, but my real talent, my husband has said this from day one, and everyone around me has said the same thing, it's my voice. It's when I speak, right? And I was too afraid. I was too afraid of my own voice, and I was too afraid of my own power. Is that you? Is it you? Are you afraid of your own power? Are you afraid of your own royalty? Are you afraid to wear your crown, to unleash your crown, to unleash and let go and release and walk in who you really are? That's the question. That was his question to me. And I didn't take the time to go within enough to really figure out what I really wanted, right? Those moments that I had when I did figure out what I really wanted, like, you know, getting married, then my husband came, right? He showed up. When I said really wanted to have kids, because at first in the beginning I struggled with having children. It took me a while to conceive. It took me a while. And so but when I just kept praying, I kept opening myself up to the Most High, and I had a promise when I was younger that I would be able to have children, that I'd have two, a girl and a boy. So I just held on to that in my mind. But when it came to the things, the career of what I wanted to do for myself, I couldn't ask. I couldn't dream. I couldn't go within to even figure out what my real talents and skills and abilities were. I was too afraid, because I had, you know, been told for so long by other people what I should be doing. Oh, you're a good writer, you know, so I thought, oh, writing is it. And then I had teachers, you're not a good writer, so, you know, you can't write, you can't. So that made me even want to write more, and I got a degree in English. Now I'm getting this degree in communications, and at 50, finally. And so now at 50, I'm finally able to say what it is that I want and what it is I desire. I don't want that to take that long for you. I want you to be able to ask for what you want and for what you need. And so I hope that this lesson is powerful and insightful and is a blessing to you. If you know anyone who hasn't recognized their crown, hasn't been able to embrace their crown, hasn't been able to embrace the fullness of who they are, then share this video with them so they can see and know their power, and they can understand and know that they can ask for what it is that they want, that they can ask for what it is that they desire, and that the Most High, the ancestors, the universe, the angels are willing and ready to assist you. If you've had an encounter with angels, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to know more about it. I seem to run into angels and ancestors all of the time, and it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. In fact, they woke me up this morning. Yeah, as they often do, and say, hey, we need to come. We come in here. We need to talk to you. And so I go to my altar and I sit with them. And I hope you are sitting with the angels and with the ancestors as you are doing the work that you are doing to either repatriate or to build a life here or to recreate and craft the life that you desire. All right? I love you guys. Get grounded, meditate, pray, reconnect with all that you are. All right? I love you guys so much. You are amazing. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're powerful. You have everything in you that you need to do all that you need to do. You are blessed. You are infinite. You are wise. Right? You are connected to the Most High and to all the power that is, that was, and that will be. I love you guys so much. You are powerful and you are loved. You know why? Honey, baby, because you just are. I love you guys so much, and I'm going to see you in another video real soon. Bye-bye, guys.